in are now risk-free in less than a year. That means $8 back in their pocket. The same should count for phase 2. It is very empowering when you have your funds back in your pocket. You now have the opportunity to empower others towards financial freedom and create a snowball effect as you teach them to do the same. The undeniable result is that one by one, people come into prosperity. One by one simply means that it will happen for everyone that comes in. We are working on a mathematical certainty. The question is, what are you going to do about the fact that you are empowered to prosper? Thank you. I'd like to just have anyone's feedback on what Dr. Clinton has said.
I think you nailed it, right? That's exactly what it is. I mean, on the other day, I think Bernard and I was talking, and he mentioned something about that. If you imagine that you put in a pension fund, right? Are you expect to get it, right, on the following week or the following month, right? And yeah, it's a long-term thing, yeah. And I think exactly what you said. I mean, you know, you plant the seed and you watch it grow, and that's, you know, the only way it's gonna grow is if everyone works together. And at least I don't know what strategies are we going to talk about. I think we all got to work together. I think there's a lot of people there. Like I was trying to get hold of Sarah. She's not responding, and basically, you know, if you're gonna sit by and think, oh, you know, why haven't I been paid or this and that, it's gonna take time. But it's not just about bringing one or two people in. I think we've got to bring, on a regular basis, everyone needs to bring someone in, you know?
Thank you, Sahel. Thank you. That's awesome. Anyone else?
Sandra, Aaron, how are you today?
Nice.
Good. I think let me just touch on that thing about pensions and provident funds and all those things, okay? I think the beauty of power gifting is that you know what you're going to get out, all right, when it's your turn that comes out. If you work for a corporate or a company and you put your provident fund and you put your money in every month, at the end of the day, you don't know what you're going to get out or what they're going to give you. You don't know if you're going to get shortchanged. The difference here is we know what the outcome is, and we know it is understated as well. And that's the beauty of it. Yeah? And it blows my mind that people can't see the power of $8. Yeah? Really, it does. That's just my opinion. But yes, I think big problem is that we've been so conditioned by society that everything we see is a scam. Right?
Correct. We're always worried if it's going to happen, if it's actually going to come through. Where that if is gone out of power gifting system. There is no if, it's just a matter of when.
Exactly.
That's right, Arnold. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone else? Thank you, Arnold. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
We have a recording, so you'll be able to catch up.
Yeah.
What I was wanting to add to Dr. Clinton's is we are all here to bloom. And there are powers in consistency and in linking each other, linking arms with others. I've seen it in my own life, and planting a field of whatever that is, it sure goes a lot faster when you have a whole crowd. And the seeds get planted and we all come together to reap the harvest. So that's what our strategy is about. Any start off remarks there, Coach Bernard, before we begin?
Sorry, say that again?
Any starting remarks before we begin to share our thoughts of a strategy?
I'm just excited about this whole strategy. It's going to change power gifting, full stop.
Well, I'm going to share a presentation that I put together yesterday, and I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go through it as a presentation, and then we'll discuss it. Okay. Let me know once you see it.
Okay.
Coming.
Yep.
Slowly. Okay.
Community building.
It's still spinning, it's coming. There we go. I just need one more button to load, and then I will present. Here we go. Come on. Presentation.
Oh my.
Very slow. Come on. There we go. Sorry for the wait. So here we're going to be coming together as a group. It starts with us coming together this morning, and forming teams. Could be teams of 2, teams of 4. We're going to together learn this strategy. We're going to evaluate it. We're going to learn it. We're going to discuss it. And over a period of time, we're going to track our results as a team in a small group. And community building is a process. And as Tim has mentioned before, we need to understand our why. We each may have our own why, but collectively as a group, we come to form that why together. We may want to even write it out together, but there's strength in knowing our why we even came here this morning. We believe in power gifting. We have seen results. We know the power in helping others. So that we come together in that small group to determine our why. And we set a group of 4. You may or may not know those 4, but a great way to get to know another community member. And we know who those 4 are in our group, and we get to know each other, and we stick together. And we invite one person to power gifting. Each of us bring one person. We're going to share you some resources on how to make those invitations real, authentic, and with ease. We're going to introduce your invitees to this group. We're going to come back each Tuesday, and you might invite them through a Telegram message to Bernard or I, or to bring them in. Once they've registered, they've got their Telegram invite for the main power gifting group channel, but they're also going to have this group, and you invite them. You bring them in. Our group here needs to grow in the numbers of the new people, and then of course through and together we help them set up their crypto. We buddy up with someone who might have a better understanding in their own country to bring this new person under the wings. Crypto is taken care of. Their $8 is in their account from their bank. They're registered in power gifting. So from the get-go, they're part of a community. They're part of the process. And to grow the growth of power gifting, we have a mentor or mentors. It could have put a plural there. Consider the mentors on the left as Bernard and I, or Festina, or Dr. Clinton, or whoever wishes to step forward as a mentor in this process. And 2 people from us consistently can come in each month. You know, 1 or 2 people, definitely 2 people from us as mentors. We've been here long enough. We're confident enough on how the system works. And we consistently lead with those 2 people coming in. And as a power gifting team member, the red is one of you here today. The line of the red hearts. We're on phase 1. Maybe we've leaped onto phase 2. We've got our 25. We know how to move money through our fiat to the crypto. You know, the system is somewhat familiar and comfortable with us. We can consistently share that out with one person a month. A friend, a sister, a cousin, a colleague, an organization even, a ministry in your church. Once you have that person connected to the process with us, we show them how to bring one person. We're not talking huge numbers here. 1 soul, 1 seed. Starting February to July, 6 months, commitment of 6 months. We have 6 power gifting members on the top. We each bring 8 members who bring 1. So if you counted the hearts here, there are 12 white hearts, 12 new members registered, paid their $8, moving up everyone who's in the system by their registration. And this is the bare minimum of 72 members in 6 months, done collectively. And I know these numbers are small, but who can disregard 1? The power of 1. 1 group of 4, 1 person each, 1 person sharing to the next person. And the strategy Bernard and I propose is slowly, the momentum build. Let's have some successes. Let's show those ones how they fully can be engaged, how they can be confident to share the absolute magnitude of power gifting. And then from the growth of planting our seeds in 6 months, that might be 2, 10, 15. You never know how many each of us are going to be able to share and show others to do the same. And that is my last page. And I just want to go back to the first and open up your mics. Bernard, any comments? Let's see how we feel about this, what's possible, starting today, January the 30th, with all who are here. Thank you. I'm just going to go back. Anyone wishes to have one screen, we can talk further into. Please open up your mic and let's begin a discussion. Bernard? Bernard, are you with us?
Question from me?
Anyone? Yes.
I think a lot of people suffer with and I'm maybe speaking for myself, but you know what, when you meet somebody or you pick somebody new online or somewhere, to actually build that relationship, is there a process? Okay, I think if we can have a sort of way forward, I don't know, I'm trying to look for the right word, okay, to help people, get them, sort of steer them into that. I know it's not hard and fast, okay, but the sort of general principles of what to do.
What to do with when you're speaking to a new person online?
Yes, yeah.
Well, we start with our own community first.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, I've just had a number of people that I just approached, and I've got so many people coming back to me, join my club, join my platform, you know, and you don't really want to do that. You know? And obviously there's a lot of scammers in that lot as well. You know? It's taking a hit and miss. Because we really don't know what Facebook gives us today, whether it's genuine or whether it's people copying other people's profiles and things like that. You know? Yeah.
Well, I know that Peter and I have for a number of years, we have validated what we participate in when we're able to have a Zoom call with real people.
Yeah, well, that is what I've been trying to do. You know, I think that's the only way to do it, is to actually try and get the real people online.
That's correct. And that's why we've opened up Tuesday, because we're real people. We're here to bring those new faces in. They may not have even paid their $8, but at least they can come with you to just have a chat. Just have a chat and hear our perspective, hear your perspective, ask some questions about crypto. And just not talk on a text message, but actually have even a 10-minute session here with us to be able to go away and go, well, actually, I met somebody rather cool today, or I've learned something new. And we all learn from a space like this.
No, it's all great, really. I'm all for it. You know?
Yeah, thank you.
I've brought somebody in, but he's been unemployed for quite a while. Okay, I've sponsored him. He's keen to get started. I'm trying to share as many of the videos recordings that we get.
Well, bring him here. That's why we have this. Today, I'd like to be able to have, there's 18 of us. I would like us to put our hands up and say, I'm in, I'm out, whatever, and let us put our groups together starting today. It's because you're able to bring those people together who are members already. We come together and we introduce ourselves to a person just like what you have. He's in, but he doesn't know where to go from here to get his 1 or 2. And, to bring him back next Tuesday and to bring him over into
Yeah, I'll see
A
how it
small
goes
group.
with him, because I know he's just started with a new employer as well. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah,
So
but that's how it works. Bring him
I
next
will-
Tuesday,
yeah.
and if he's not, he can watch our recording.
Yeah,
And
no, well, I'll do that.
we'll,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Sandra. Let me quieten down and give somebody else the chance.
Coach Bernard, can you hear us?
I can hear you now. My tablet went dead. I just switched
Okay.
phones.
So I have asked us to put our hands up, have a discussion of how this feels for a strategy for the next 6 months, get some feedback. Any thoughts from you as a first step?
Sandra,
Sandra.
my sense of things is we are all here because we're enthusiastic about what we see and hear and what we know about all this. And that enthusiasm is something we need to convey to others by when we invite them in and have a conversation with them, is to actually present them with enough information that they start to get it. They start to understand what this is and why it's makes something good for them or everybody else at that point as well.
Well, that's
So
why it would be amazing to have many groups of 4 of our existing power gifting community.
yes,
We're getting to know each other in that small group, and we're working together to get our ones.
but it feels to me like the important thing to focus on is conveying to them enough information for them to understand how this thing works and why it's good and how it produces that good. I can think of anything else I've ever done. It wasn't about me selling something to somebody. That's sort of dragging them in, kicking and screaming. It's the business of putting the picture in their minds so they can become enthusiastic themselves.
Well, in order to do that, I believe they need to be invited into a group. If they're already in power gifting, they're sitting there waiting for their $8 next move,
Yes.
someone needs to invite them into another group of 4. So that
The
then
thing
they
is,
can have
a
that
lot of
sense
people
of
don't
learning.
understand how much money there is to be made on this. So if you look at this, what I put up on the screen, I did share it on Monday. So in phase 1, total amount you're receiving is 704,000. Phase 2, 7 million. Into phase 3, you would receive 71 million. So I've shown this to a couple of people, and they say, wow, that's actually amazing. I've looked at a lot of different platforms, and power gifting is going to show you more than any platform. And it's literally, when I look at it, I look phase 1, how many people do you know could do with an extra $100? Extra 500, 800, everyone can. And a lot of people, they look, oh, phase 1, you can make 700,000. People can't see that far ahead. They think it's never going to happen. But when you break it down like that, I say, okay, we like to earn an extra 500 or 800 a month, maybe. People can identify with that. And a lot of people, when I speak to them, that's what I talk about.
And the
And that's just my
strategy
angle
is
on
about
it.
moving slowly and moving.
Yeah.
As long as we're moving, it doesn't matter exactly how many numbers are in the system, but the movement is there and levels are being achieved. Level 1s are being moved up to level 2, and yeah, then there's a testimonial to be seen or to be heard. I mean, yeah, thank you, Bernard.
Yeah.
I have a question for Ningi and Festina and Zelda. Do you believe that there's a way for for people to come together and say, I'd like to be in a group with others? Is there a way for people to introduce themselves in a process? Not all of us know each other, and there's hundreds of us, but how do we get to know each other at a group level?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Sandra and Coach Bernard, for this evening. Definitely, smaller groups work. I'm just thinking of how we connect in a church setup. We have the larger congregation where it's a bit difficult to interact, but then we break down to smaller units called home connects, where we are now in group of ideally less than 12, and that's where deeper relationships are developed. And you find that those groups are then the ones that carry out the vision of the church in a much smaller setting, roping in their neighbors, so definitely, I do believe that we can connect in smaller groups of 4, smaller groups of 8, as we are currently. According to the latest numbers from Dr. C, we are about 1,400 people strong. So it's a bit hard to connect, and we know that in formal meetings of our community, it's the same faces that keep coming. But if we start something like this, where we can rope each other in and motivate one another, accountability groups, whatever we would call it, really that would be amazing. And the magic would just be to be mindful of the mix, that it's not only very new people by themselves, or very experienced people by themselves, but we manage the mix so that each group, has the right. I hope I was audible. Sorry, I'm getting notes on my side.
You're good.
So much, Sandra.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. We just need a strategy to bring allow people to have their hands up and say, I'd like to join a group, and then a group can be formed. But may we have a raise of hands now? There is 20 of us. I have a group in mind for my 4. Who would like to be in a group with those that are here today? We could have a raise of hands. Is this a strategy that you can embrace? Thank you, whoever put the poll together. That's great. And there's the results. So what size of team do you think? And the majority has said 4. And so going forward, how shall we take it from here, Bernard?
I think basically get everyone's names, people that do want to get involved, and we can maybe put everyone in groups. Or if people want to work in their own sort of groups with a couple of friends, we can also do it like that.
Correct. So the strategy, Ike, is we begin with a group of 4. We know who those 4 members are. We know each other's Telegram. We can get connected on Telegram, and we come together to help each other to get our one. We make sure we each have the resources. We're encouraging each other each week, and then together we come here every Tuesday. We share our feedback. We may share our struggles. We definitely share our ideas, what's working, what's not working, with what the resources we have on hand, and having conversations with one person. If you would like to unmute Ike and ask any further questions. It begins with working to get our new registrations from the group of 4, supporting each other. Has that been helpful, Ike?
Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, still not very clear. And yeah, I'm struggling to actually understand this, but I think teams of 4, and yeah.
Like here,
Well,
you
I'm
could be
getting,
part of 3 other people who are in this room today, and then you get connected. You know who each other are, and you share with each other. You know, I have this one person in mind. I'm going to go out and speak with them on Thursday, and you each know that you've got the latest recording. You have a sense of belief in the power of this mathematical platform, and you invite that one person to watch the video and give you their feedback. And then you go back to those 4, and this is where I've come with this one person. They're either ready, they want to come into a Monday call, they want to know more, maybe they want to join. And then you join with one other person or the group and go, okay, they need to have help with Binance. Can someone help me bring this person in through Binance? So you meet, you arranged a time to meet, or you connect with messages. But each week regularly you're going back to your other 3 as a group of 4, supporting each other with your ones.
this over and above the 25 profiles we have, the few people that we have brought, over and above that.
Yes, we're starting with with whoever is here, whether we have 1 account or we've got our 25 from Power 24/7. We're building a process to create momentum. And if it starts with us to add 1 person under our 25 accounts, slowly but surely we're adding 1 person under those IRP numbers, the momentum has begun. Then that's going to encourage those people who are sitting with phase 1, $8 given, but nothing received. They will be encouraged by us to join a group and then get their one. So yes, I have my referrals, but I'm willing to work inward to put others under my current referrals. It starts with a few who know how to work with crypto, how to move the funds, how to register. We're plugged into the channels to be able to bring one other person forward and then teach that new person to do the same.
And then we'll also be teaching you strategies how to get people in. Anyone on the call, do you struggle speaking to people, getting people to join?
Yeah. I'm no different than you, Arnett. It's not easy.
I think everybody struggles, and I think yes, it might be a bit embarrassing for people to own up to the idea, but I think if we're here to support one another, we can make progress, no matter how difficult it is. You know, even if we say, hey, go and have a chat with Coach Bernard. Here's his number. I'll set up the meeting for you. He's been many, many years in online businesses. Maybe if you're willing, here it is. Take your time.
Ask your questions. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
At least we're not working as an island. We know we
Yeah.
can go to others, and we can go.
Even I'm sure Peter will be keen to do something like that as well. You know, say one of the group members here. I'm just going to use Bernadette, for example. He finds somebody, all right, and that person is, let me use a very bad word, humming and hawing about joining. Maybe just by talking to him, he could convince him. You know, say,
Exactly.
hey, this is it. But I think Tim's done an amazing job on the new presentation. Because one of my sort of struggling points was to understand how the movement of the people was. Yes, it's easy to show people money, but if they don't understand the basic concept
That's right.
of how that $8 gets created, immediately I think there's a mental block, and people get the wrong impression. That's my personal view.
Let me explain to you one strategy that I use. I've been using it for about 7, 8 months now. I'll take one of the presentations, whether Tim's or my presentation. If it's someone that I know quite well, I say to them, I've been practicing this presentation. I'd appreciate if you give me feedback on it. And I don't want you to join whatever happens. As soon as you tell someone, I don't want you to join, they think they're going to miss out on something. And I've had a few people that have literally taken the presentation and they said, I think you should change this. Maybe over here, do this, do that, do that. And as soon as they've done that, you know they've actually listened to it carefully and they're interested. And then what some of my team do also, they take my presentation and they say, a friend of theirs, or there was a friend of mine has been doing this presentation. Can you have a listen to it and see if there's maybe something advice I can give him, what he could change there, or different angle of coming on this.
That's right.
That's good.
So are we in agreement of putting ourselves in even 2 groups here today? I know that my group is Sahal and Peter and Mina, and that's the 4 of us. We've been plugging along here for the last 6 months together, so we'll remain together. I encourage, I don't know how to do it, but I just encourage you today before we leave that you know who your other 3 people are, and that you each will be shared my strategy presentation. It'll be in a video form, so you'll be able to watch it and take screenshots, and we'll continue to reference that on Tuesdays. But today is the day of just saying we're going to begin. We're going to begin the momentum for February. Group of 4, we're going to get our one each for the month of February.
Sure. What about Bernard? What group is he going to be in?
Bernard times
I'm probably
3.
going to be in the 3, 4, 5 groups. No, we basically, there's quite a few people here that are actually very good mentors also. So we basically have the mentorship guys, and we will assist in all the groups or in
Correct.
particular groups.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. The backup, yeah.
Always available for those check-ins.
No, that's great. I think we can. That'd be a good idea, actually. Share each other's comments. We know each other, and yeah, one a month. I don't think that's daunting, right? That is doable.
Well, who's close on this line to leap? Who's waiting for completing their 25 to go and leap? Is there anyone that's close? Have we all leaped? Or we've got our 25 and waiting to leap? Okay. So I'd like to hear from Anthony and Jocelyn and Mercini, Neville, Bernadette. Please offer your feedback.
Good morning, Sandra. My name is Mercini. I live in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Nice to meet you.
For this opportunity. I have been, my circumstances changed and I don't have transport. So I've been using a lot of our local Uber and Bolt drivers. And they are all desperate for an opportunity to make something on the side. Some even refer to it as a side hustle. So my challenge with them is they do not have a facility to internet, never mind Binance. So I've got my one favorite. His name is Richard. I am going to sponsor him in, but I want to at least set some sort of expectation that he must at least have 2 people that will join under him. It's not just going to be a free ride. It is going to be input from his side as well. And the minute you mention cryptocurrency, there's this like blank gaze.
Okay. So I'm happy to meet with him and yourself. And at any point in time that we could get him into Wi-Fi, if he has a laptop, he can use his hotspot on his phone. That will give him secure Wi-Fi.
He does not have a hotspot or a laptop. He does have a cell phone. The battery is so bad that he actually charges it at my complex's security gate. They actually do him the favor of charging his cell phone for him. He is Zimbabwean, so his family does stay in Zimbabwe. And yeah, things are just very, very difficult for a lot of people.
Okay. Well, for the last 3.5 years, I've worked with many Ugandans, and I certainly understand their circumstance and the circumstance that he's in. So yes, I'm happy to be creative. I'm happy to have a call with the 2 of you. And if we can allow him to see the steps of setting up Binance, just being able to do that, even first to understand his phone. If he's got a flip phone, we won't be able to, but if he has a smartphone, we will be able to do that for him. And if we show one person, we show him, he will be able to share his story to the next person on how they potentially could do the same. They come back with us and we set the next person, because that's a community that we can easily nurture.
Yes. And then I have somebody at my school, her name is Gloria. I did introduce her to another platform where I also sponsored her in, and sadly that platform did crash.
Right.
So it's to build that credibility again with a new platform.
Yes, and with your team, if you were able to put your hand up and say what you'd like to have 3 other people, then she could meet 3 others who have been here. They could share their experience, or she could even meet just one of them on a 3-way phone call with you.
Thank you. And then I must also mention that, Festina, you're an absolute rock star. Thank you for all your help in the past, and definitely Coach Bernard too. Thank you.
Yes, they are rock stars.
Hello, Anthony.
Hello, Anthony. Thank you for joining us today.
Good. I am actually presently busy packing. I'm relocating from South Africa to Namibia and go sit next to Zelda and take it from there.
Excellent.
The
So
moment that I'm there, and my chummies normally is Zelda and Christina.
Fantastic. So the 3 of you could work together.
We are gang, yeah.
Excellent.
From my side. But yeah, okay. Well, as I said, I'm busy relocating to Namibia from South Africa. Then I'll talk to you again.
Fantastic. So that's great. And
Sandra, can I ask something? Regarding crypto wallets, yeah, I think there's a lot of people who haven't used them. It's a little bit quite daunting, as you know. Like I found it daunting when I started it, and I'm slowly getting used to it now.
yes.
Is there any easier way of doing this? Let's say, for instance, somebody says $8 is not a problem coming in. It's just that using the crypto wallet, right, is a bit daunting task for them. Yeah. Is there any other way? Let's say, for instance, like if we have a group of 4 or something, and one person can be in charge of a wallet, who can look after who to give to, receive gifts. Is that a possibility or not?
Well, going forward, they need to have their own wallet to receive.
Mm-hmm. So it all
It's
comes down, they have to have it, yeah.
They initially you can say, okay, if you're in the same country, send me a transfer. I'll get this registered for you today. But you still have to come back together to make sure that person has been set up and their 3 are listed in their platform or in their back office.
Right. Okay.
They still need to be willing to learn.
Mm.
And like you and I did, we took time. We took time to make sure we had to try this and try that before it would work, but we had to keep going with it. We needed you to register your 3 addresses, not my addresses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, thank you.
Good evening, Sandra. Good evening, everybody. It is Jocelyn. I am from the Western Cape, Cape Town in South Africa. I want to thank all the leaders on this group. We worked together for a long time, and there are some of you that I know better than the other. I want to give a big shout out to Zelda and Christina. And I am actually jealous of Anthony, who jumped before me, because I also want to work with them, and there's a reason why. These ladies knows the constituencies that we are coming from. I am coming from a constituency in the Western Cape where English is a foreign language. We are very much Afrikaans orientated. And the thing is, we need to build in this community's credibility again, because we were so flattened and broken by other platforms that fell flat, and we sort of get everybody in that we know, and everybody bleed along the way. But I know what gem we have in this, what we are doing here, and I like the idea of working together in a group. So I don't want to, I don't know, I want to know who else here on the group is from South Africa. I know Festina is from the north, not from South Africa, from Western Cape. I don't know who is here from Western Cape. And if I can choose or put myself in a group, it would most definitely be with those ladies who understand the people that I am trying to bring, because they don't know crypto. They don't understand crypto. The moment you start with them, and the first question that you never must ask these people is, do you have Binance? The conversation is stopped right there. People they are not interested anymore. But I honestly, as you can hear, I'm not, this time of the night, English is not my best bet here, but I am in to help because I am in this community and I'm in power gifting because I see the benefit of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jocelyn. That is awesome. That is
Can I
really,
add
truly
something?
awesome.
Can I add something here? I think maybe if we used a different approach in terms of currency, to try and explain to them what is the difference between a regulated currency and an unregulated currency. And I think people will begin to understand the pitfalls of a regulated currency, where, from my perspective, I think the banks are robbing us, and and with all the taxes and everything that we pay 3-4 times over. Whereas if we start using more of a regulated currency, it will be more of a direct person-to-person transaction, and we will all benefit from that far better, and we'll be better off for that. Yeah? That's a personal view.
That's excellent. Thank you. And Jocelyn, I see that Bernadette, who's on the line here, she is from Western Cape. So I encourage the two of you ladies to message each other, get connected, and begin. And before I go to Festina, who's raised her hand, what has helped me with my educating the Ugandans is they trust one leader or two leaders who have the appropriate cell phone that holds the Binance account. And then in their own shillings, they give that leader their equivalent of the $8. And so the leader becomes a head for a period of time for a group of people. He holds the wallets, the same wallet addresses are on each of their accounts. And as they've started to earn, they will each be able to purchase their own phone to put their own Binance on. But because they can have a trusted person to be that lead, they have been able to successfully use Binance in Uganda. And I hope that makes sense and helps Jocelyn. Festina, go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, greetings everyone. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening. I had such a thunderstorm here this afternoon. I've got no Wi-Fi. I've got 1 or 2 lights that are still working, 1 or 2 plugs, but life is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so Zelda and I had a quick chat. So our little group would be Zelda, myself, Joyce, Denise, if she would like to, Bernadette. I know it's more than 4, but we all work really well together. Tony, of course, and then Neville is also in the Western Cape. He's in Cape Town. So a lovely gentleman who I met on another platform, absolute salt of the earth, beautiful, beautiful person. So I know it is a little bit bigger than 4, but we work well together. We understand each other. We understand the circumstances. And I would just like to see Bernadette leap. That is what I would like to see. And I'm sure we can all work with her to make it happen. And then, of course, Zelda and I have got a little bit of another strategy, which we will run at the same time.
Excellent. Would Jocelyn be able to join you?
Yes, absolutely. I know her well from a long time going. So it will be Zelda, Jocelyn, Denise, if Denise wants to, because it's a group of people that work well together. Bernadette would be new to the group, but she didn't leap, so I would like her to see Tony whenever he is ready to join us. I know he's under lots of stress at the moment, moving, and it's a big thing. Moving, I think, is the second biggest stress that you can experience after the death of a life partner. And Neville, if he's ready to go, but I don't, because he's also in the Western Cape.
Excellent. Awesome. And how about Arnold and Ike and Mercini? Would that work for your time zones to work together? Would you like to work together? And Chisala, would you mind unmuting and letting us know where you're from?
Chisala, she's also reasonably new, also has not left. And if she's got if she doesn't feel comfortable with anyone else, she's more than welcome to join us too. At some point in time, we would probably split into 2 smaller groups. And
well, she certainly could join mine as well. She could join Peter and Sahal and I. Chisala, I'll reach out to you. Yeah, no problem. That's great. Denise and Tina, where are you coming in from?
Good evening, it's Denise. I'm gonna join Festina, Zelda, Joyce, and
Good.
the 2 other Western Province people. I'm originally from Western Province myself, so Western Cape. So yes, I'm in Namibia now, but I'm from the Western Cape.
Fantastic. Thank you. Great. Tina, where are you coming in from? From Durban. Okay. And that's South Africa, obviously. Okay.
Yes, she said in the notes that
that's right. She's here to learn. That's great.
She's here to learn. Tina is one of those people. She's at every single Saturday morning meeting, which is brilliant.
Well, if you're so inclined, Tina, I know Arnold as well. So just getting connected.
Sorry, I'm battling a little bit with speaking. Yeah, I'm from Durban, and I need to learn, so I'm quite keen.
Okay.
From a learning point of view.
Great. So continue to meet us on Tuesdays, and I encourage potentially you and Arnold and Ike, if you so wish, to join as a group, or Mercini and Tina. Please connect with each other. Yeah. And okay, Coach Bernard, anything further from
Yes, I've just shared a script that I sometimes use, some of my people use. It's just different ways of wording it.
Would we take a
screenshot
screenshot of this, or will you send it to us?
I will send it as well. I've also got it on the screen.
Okay. Discover how Coach Bernard can guide you in brainstorming a mere $18.
Transforming.
Or $8. Yeah. Guide you in transforming a mere $18 into a sustainable income stream. Explore the possibilities beyond a cup of coffee and a muffin. Could this be the key to your retirement plan? Sign up following the link. And it sends them to the Power Gifting website. I like it. Okay, folks, I appreciate your time. We've gone a full hour together, and I look forward to coming back next Tuesday. My little mini group, we're going to be on a text message together, make our plan for sharing the name of our one person this week or this month, whatever it is, however it takes. We're just going to put forward that one person, and we're going to nurture each other to reach our hand across to another. And let's have some fun with this. Thank you, Coach Bernard, for your strategies, your offerings. We will make sure that you have the latest recording of Tim's, the latest presentation of Tim and Bernard's, that the handouts that we have, I think we will do a file posting in the, I'll talk with Festina. Maybe there's a way to put our strategies in the main Power Gifting group so that we can refer to that main Power Gifting group, go see the files, everything that we follow here as a strategy will be there for everyone. And Festina and I and Bernard, we can work through those documents and make sure they get loaded. Any last questions, comments before we say goodbye?
Yeah,
I'm really see
yeah,
this
go
happen.
ahead.
It's what's needed.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, each and every one of you.
I would just like to say thank you very much. Brilliant presentation, excellent idea. It is little by little how you eat an elephant. It's bite by bite. And then just a very interesting exercise we did the other day was we looked at, it was Bernard and I. If you are, I can put this in the group, but if you take $10 right now and you invest it at 5% per annum, because that is the average international interest rate. Some countries a lot less, some countries more, but the average is around about 5% per annum. It will take you something like 70 years for that $10.
I think we lost Festina. Well, I certainly know that I do not have 70 years. I don't want to wait 70 years. So let's blossom together, group, and I look forward to meeting each of you again as you have time next Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Coach Bernard. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
You too, Anthony.